Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Saint Struggle. My name is Manxman Matt, and you're here today to play two games that aren't the two games that I told you last time. I think we were supposed to be playing possibly West Ham and Spurs, but those games aren't even next to each other anymore. So I'm just going to take you through how we've gone since the last episode. So as you can see, we're now on a losing run. I think the last game you were here for was the 5-1 defeating of Wolves. Since then, we've lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup, beaten Swansea in the league, and then lost three league games to Chelsea, Watford, and Palace. I know you're back quite early, but if you see Liverpool and Brighton, which is an episode we've already done this year, is the last two games of the season. So my plan is we'll do Huddersfield and West Ham, then we'll probably skip down to the United game. I'll do that game in full, and then probably the highlights from the Liverpool and Brighton games, just so that you're not seeing the same thing again. And then we'll do a review of the season. So, but not in this episode. We'll do Huddersfield and West Ham, and then, like I say, we'll move on after that. So, although our form has been pretty poor, as you can see from the league table, we are still in eighth place. We're only 2 points behind Southampton in seventh. I don't know who won the what's it cup, the Carabao Cup. So Spurs have won the Carabao Cup. Spurs have won the Carabao Cup, so they're qualified for Europe. So providing Spurs finish sixth, sorry, if Spurs finish in the top five or sixth, then the top six are getting into Europe. I don't know who's going to win the FA Cup, but if it's one of the top clubs and Spurs stay in the top six, then seventh place is going to get the last European spot. So it would be. I really want to try and challenge for that seventh spot because it might be a European spot, and that might solve all the club's financial problems that I've caused by being an idiot. Anyway, so like I say, Huddersfield in the first game. So let's have a look at the team that we're going to use. So Lewis Holtby is injured at the moment, so our starting lineup is pretty similar to what we've been using in the past, but with a slight change. So we've got Forster in goal, Cedric, Rudiger, Maguire, and Gerhardt as our back four. Oriol Romeu is our defensive midfielder, Pasalic and Ndidi as our central midfielders. We're playing Fabregas behind Danny Ings and Jackson Martinez. With the bench, Lenglet is now back in training again. He got injured, so we were down to just the two centre backs. I think Pasalic ended up playing half a game there, and we brought up a fella called Young because despite me putting a recall clause in Bednarak's contract, I couldn't recall him. So the bench is Derm, Lenglet, Liam Kelly, Mario Lemina, Dusan Tadic, Ben Brereton, and Kalichi Iheanacho. And what we'll do is we'll get into this game. I'd forgotten Nelson Oliveira was at Huddersfield, so you're going to see him score again today. And the rest of his team is Tom Ince on one wing, Ronnie Lopez on the other, Loftus-Cheek playing the attacking midfielder, and then apart from Moy, I don't know. Oh, is that Reece Oxford at the back? But yeah, it's not a squad that I know that well. But there you go, that's the Huddersfield squad. Romeo from long range, that's a silly shot. Throw in from Cedric, lost straight away. It's a terrible throw. They're building now. Ronnie Lopez swings the ball, but Cedric's got it out. Building from central now. Fabregas has got it. Ronnie Lopez cuts that out, and they're on the break. Oh, we've cut them back though. Danny Ings is through, and Danny Ings puts it over the bar. So we're at half time, and pretty much nothing has happened at all. Quite disappointing. I'll probably look to make some changes early in the second half if we don't break through soon. Fabregas with the ball into Romeo, plays it back out but loses it. Ronnie Lopez now on the break. Gerhardt wings it back, plays it all the way back to Forster. Danny Ings has got it though. Jackson Martinez loses out. We're not holding the ball up well at all. None of our players are. Again, loose passing. This is dreadful stuff. That ball over the top, Danny Ings. Jackson Martinez has scored though. We might not be holding on to the ball, but give Jackson Martinez a chance in their penalty area, and he's sticking it in the net at the moment. I think that's his 22nd in the league. Oh, sorry, 20th in the league and like 22nd or 23rd in the season. That's going to cost us £350,000 because I gave him a clause that said if we scored more than 20 in the league, he'd get 350 grand. because he's a money grab and get. I thought he'd do it, but I didn't think he'd do it so soon. Jackson Martinez, and he's made it two. That one's from a corner, I think, was it? I wasn't really paying attention. So yeah, Fabregas corner in, headed clear, but only as far as Romeo. Martinez hits it, and I think that's a massive deflection, but who cares? Ronnie Lopez, Mui, Smith, Ronnie Lopez, Smith, Didi now with the ball back. Maguire, Gerhardt, Didi, Danny Ings. Martinez is through, and that's his hat trick. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I think I'm probably going to give Martinez the rest of the game off. I'll probably make another substitution as well, but I, he's going to be happy enough. I'm not stopping him from scoring a hat trick, and I need him as fit as possible for the rest of the season. So let's get him off. Let's give Brereton 35 minutes to have a go, and I'm going to get Lamina on as well because Pasalic is a little bit tired. Forgot to say I've started training Lamina as a centre attacking midfielder just to see if that's going to work. Might well not work, but I think he's the one player in the squad if we do end up not getting any transfer budget in the summer that could possibly do a job there. So I'm training him and we'll see how that goes. Fabregas wins the ball back to Romeo. Forster clears to nobody. Milanov, Loftus-Cheek, Romeo wins it back again. Forster clears again to nobody. Fabregas has got it though. Brereton, Lamina, Cedric, ball into Brereton and he's hit the bar. That's unlucky from the young lad. Ball in now. Brereton's got it. Swings it in to Rudiger, who puts it over the bar. Right, 10 minutes to go. Let's get Lenglet on and get him some fitness. He's not played for 6-7 weeks, so it'd be nice to get him back in the squad. Lenglet and Didi, Lamina. Brereton has scored. Brilliant. So we've got Lenglet into Ndidi. Hogg tries to clear it. Lamina's got it. Swings the ball into the box. Danny Ings heads it down and Brereton scores. Ripley out to Milanov. Mui, Smith. Gerhardt's won it back though. I don't know why we keep passing it back to our goalkeeper when we're not under pressure because Forster's passing today has been fucking awful. And that's all his fault. All Forster's fault. Dreadful ball out. They've then come through the centre, spun it out wide. Good ball in and people not tracking their man. But if Forster hadn't have launched that ball to nobody in particular, we wouldn't have been in that position. Romeo out wide. Fabregas plays the ball into nobody. Lamina, Romeo, and Didi. Danny Ings, Brereton, Fabregas, Lamina. Good save by their keeper. So Fabregas with the ball in. Romeo and Didi. Again, another corner. Just using up all the time now. This game is pretty much at an end. Lamina losing out, and Didi's got it back though. Fabregas, Ings, Brereton. And he's just lost the ball. And that should be roughly the end of the game. And Didi, Brereton, Danny Ings, Lamina's thrown it over the bar. There can't be much time left now, surely. Gerhardt's closing this down. Cedric's won a ball back. May, Fabregas, and that's finally the end of the game. Bit of a long, drawn-out end to the game, but that was a good, solid win for us. Good job, Jackson Martinez was around 3 goals in 3 minutes. It's not bad going. Well, 3 goals in 4 minutes, but not bad going for a 33, 34-year-old striker. Yes, he's cost us £350,000, but the higher he throws us up the league, the more he's getting us in terms of annual revenue anyway. So I'm not fussed about paying a goal bonus to a guy like him. Unfortunately, Stoke won as well, but as long as we can keep pushing on and beating the teams around us, we'll have a chance. So what I'll do is I'll skip all the bits in the middle and we'll bring you back for the next game. So welcome back to the West Ham game. I didn't check and there was a thingy. What do you call those thingies? You call them international breaks. So instead of it taking 2 minutes for me, that's taken More like 20 minutes since I've last been, but you weren't with me for that, and I don't know why I bothered telling you, because I'm pretty sure you don't care. Um, Rather than make wholesale changes, I am going to bring in Tadic and bring him on for Fabregas. I'm going to bring Lenglet in and try and get him some game time for what's his face, Rudiger. Other than that, I don't think I'm even bringing anybody from the reserves in. Yeah, we'll leave it like that and see how that goes, and make any changes as and when we need to. It's going to now tell me that those two players I've brought in are not match fit, but I really don't care. So, for those of you interested, that is the West Ham team. Pretty sure, with the exception of Chalobah, who is at Watford normally, all of those players are actually at West Ham in real life. Maybe Vestergaard isn't, but I'm pretty sure or coming towards the end of season 3, that's pretty much a standard West Ham team. Um, so make of that what you will. I don't know about that right back either, but both of their fullbacks are actually injured. If we just look at the opposition instructions um, screen, both of their fullbacks are going into the game injured. Ordinarily, I'd try and exploit that if I was playing FM, but we don't have wingers, and wingers don't work. So I'm not really going to be exploiting the width, the wide places, other than to say that our fullbacks push on massively anyway, which is why we play with a defensive midfielder. Let's get into the game anyway and see if we can make use of the spaces we'll probably find behind their fullbacks. Lenglet, Pasalic, Tadic, and Didi plays it through but doesn't get findings. And Didi's won it back though. Danny Ings loses out, and now they're going to attack. Oh, Danny Ings is now through though. Jackson Martinez, and it's straight at Joe Hart. Danny Ings has bruised his shin. Fucking useless bloody. That's what you get for having shitty old Liverpool players in your bloody squad, isn't it? Yeah, Iheanacho is just going to come straight on and play there. Antonio Pasalic wins it back. Jackson Martinez, who was offside. Antonio throws the ball in for Chalobah. Widmer, well cleared by a centre back. I think it was Maguire. Cedric's now cleared it, but only as far as one of their players. We're breaking on them though. Martinez back to Lenglet and Didi. Iheanacho gone wide. Martinez at the back post. I think he's hit the bar. Fucking hell. Two clear chances we've had now. Romeo and Didi. Romeo, Tadic, and we've lost out. Two chances we've now had to score at least. And Didi's now got it. Iheanacho at the back post, straight at Joe Hart. We've not tested Joe Hart at all so far. We've hit the post and we've put the ball straight into his chest. He's not made a proper save yet. Jackson Martinez, I think, make a save there though. Had we not made a substitution when Danny Ings had got injured, I think I'd probably be bringing Fabregas on right now. But I'm going to leave it for a little bit and see how the start of this second half goes before dragging Tadic off, because Tadic is just having a terrible game. Didi, Tadic, Pasalic, Martinez, Iheanacho. We could just stick one of these in the bloody goal, right? Let's get Tadic off because he's still playing terribly. Just stick with that for now, and then possibly bring Brereton on for one of the strikers who's not having a good game, which is both of them. All three of them, if you count Danny Ings, who went off after 20 minutes. Sod it. Jackson Martinez, you've not had the best game. Let's see if the kid can do any better than you. Joe Hart out to Antonio, who's run past Gerhant, who never bothered tracking his man. Oof. Jesus Christ. We're going to throw this game away, I think. Didi, Pasalic, Iheanacho. And I think that's an own goal from Taylor. I think that was leathered across square. We've moved up to 7th, but I don't think Stoke are playing. So Iheanacho squares it. Missed by Brereton, but their left back just lets it hit him in the chest and go in the net. Now I know I shouldn't be attacking here, but I'm staying on attacking because we're controlling this game so well in terms of shots and the rest of the stuff. So Pasalic, Fabregas, unfortunately doesn't put Brereton through, but this should be the end of game highlight, I would think. Cleared by us again, and that's it. Game over. a lucky 1-0 win. And like I say, that has the message popped up that moved up into seventh position. So just have a look at the league table, and then I'll uh, I'll let you know what's happening for the next episode, which is going to be the last episode of season 3 of this save. So, oh, Stoke have played, so we've moved up above Stoke in the table. I don't know why it's showing me Liverpool. I really couldn't give a flying fuck. So, providing one of those top six win the FA Cup, we are currently in a European qualification position. So let's just have a look. So we're on 43 points. We can forget about 48 points for Liverpool because they've got a game in hand over us. And so we'll say it's 51 points for Spurs. So we're not getting there. We're not getting into the top six. However, we've got a better goal difference. Well, we've got the same goal difference as Stoke. So we're there on O coming in the alphabet before goals scored. Oh, goals scored are better. So we basically need to perform better in every game than Stoke, or at least the same as in all but one where we better them, and hope that we perform better than also Leicester, Watford, West Ham, West Brom. Once you get past West Ham, Huddersfield down in 13th, 10 points behind us. That's quite a lot to make up in just 8 games. So we'll see how things go. Like I said before, what I'm going to do is I am going to bring you back. Let's just have a look and see how long Danny Ings is out for. Oh, it's not long at all. So I'm going to bring you back for the United game, 3 games from the end of the season. After the United game, I'll just do a highlights package for Liverpool and Brighton because you've seen me play them before, and then we'll go through the end of the season stuff with you. I'm just going to have a look and see if I can see. So the oh Jesus Christ, Stoke, Swansea, Brighton, and Chelsea. So unless Chelsea win the FA Cup, we're not. We haven't got a chance in hell of getting into Europe. And if they do, we've still got a fight in the league. Ideally, we want Chelsea and Stoke to win the next game so that Stoke have got extra fixtures. Hopefully that'll stop them concentrating on the league and maybe we could sneak our way in there. But either way, yeah, that's a bit shit. So City went out to Stoke, Liverpool went out to Swansea, United went out to Brighton, fuck's sake, and Arsenal went out to United. And Spurs went out in the fourth round to Watford. Well, like I say, so forget all I said about finishing seventh because the chances are Chelsea won't win the FA Cup. Well, they might do, but they've only got a 1 in 4 at the moment. So, like I say, we'll come back for the United game and I'll show you what's happened in the FA Cup if Chelsea are in the final, and then we'll do those last few games of the season. If we do finish in seventh, I'll then skip forward until the FA Cup final, just so you can see whether we qualified for Europe or not. And then we'll have a look at how the team has performed this season, and if we get any budget for next year for transfers. I've had a little bit of a think about who I want to bring in, and I think I want to bring in Charlie Masonda from Chelsea. He's going to cost about 20 million, which is not bad considering he's already a 3.5 star player. If we could get him to play behind the strikers and get rid of either Holtby or Tadic, and keep Fabregas around to do a bit of training. Hopefully, when Fabregas retires, we can keep him on as a coach, but we don't know about that. We'll have a look at that nearer the time. Anyway, so that's the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please leave a like there. If you want to see more from the channel, please subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.